Good morning again, everyone. All our viewers out there, we thank you for joining us this morning. Yes, we know we said the intro just now, Monday morning beef, but today are Tuesday morning tacos. Yes, so
wow.
Yes.
Keeping up with the spice of the day, you know?
I thought it was the Tuesday saute, but it's the Tuesday tacos.
Exactly.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday,
but
exactly.
everybody can recognize Taco Tuesday. And it's another one in toilet paper. This study, you know, the
Legit.
one in schools.
The
This
meat, you know,
Yeah.
the same beef yesterday, man. Same beef.
marinated.
It just marinated.
Yeah, just marinated.
And you could still use tomato for that too as well. I just want you to know that. Because, you know, tacos can still... So you're okay.
I'm okay. All right. I thank you for giving me the taco protocol.
It's okay. I got your back, Jules. Don't worry. We're here for it. And I'm sure a lot of people are here for the Tacos Tuesday beef and all whatever it is we want to call it. So how are you doing? First, before I can just check in. You got a smile, you got a glow, like something happened, man. We're good. You have anything shushy good for me?
Man,
So
we
much.
got a whole lot. We got a whole lot. It's a long list. It's a long list. We need to start clearing them out.
Okay, so we'll start
let's
off,
go.
you know, with the first beef or remarks or whatever it is you want to call it. You know, a lot of people, it's been a controversy, if you could call it at that. You know, about the Deyani, I said that correct, right? Yeah, Deyani Chan, the whole situation where, you know, PM had to make the remarks to help that situation move and glide through. Could you talk
He
about
made the call. The
Yeah, he
Prime Minister calls a forestry officer, yo, red light, red flag. Right? When your boo is calling the forestry officer, red flag, he's our boo. He's our boo. So I'm just saying, so he admits that he makes a call. Then he says the forestry
But two
officer...
times too as well, remember?
Yes.
Two, I just want to throw that out there. It's not just one time.
Are we running kindergarten? Because it's like Jose Mai calls him and he's very frustrated and he, the PM, is in a meeting, but Jose Mai is very frustrated. You're frustrated. Oh, really? Is that how you run a country? I'm frustrated, PM. Man, get out of here. My point is that the PM says he calls the forestry officer and the forestry officer is very rude to him.
Oh, wow.
You,
Welcome to our world.
Exactly. He was very rude to Danielle, the Prime Minister, cut off. He said, no more questions on this. That's one of his favorite tactics. No more questions on that. Move on, next. No, you cannot. Not only as you see me, you give me, you must take me as long as it's not an indulgence. Man say, go and go campaign for one Saturday for Village Council. You are seeing the press for the first time in weeks. And man, you can't indulge me until we're finished. It's a Saturday. Go and go campaign. Village Council, really. Because you be and lose one Village Council, they won't, sir. You're politically secure and you act like it. You act like you have no opposition. And you factually don't. So, but a number of red flags in that interview. His remarks are so revealing that he says he doesn't know Deyani Chan. He knows her mother-in-law. So you agree that you're making a call because it's who you know, which, as you know, is how we run our society. That's how we run our government.
That's
who you know. So he admits that he's making, and then so he calls a forestry officer who is in the act of enforcement, and then he doesn't say what are details of the call, but as I'm told it, he attempts to, or he effectively makes a preemptive call on behalf of this person to get these plants cleared. And these plants do not have I believe he misspoke. I'll be very careful. I believe he misspoke because from what I know, there is a Baja permit, and Abdul, we have pictures of that Baja permit, but there is not a forestry permit. And PM said, I believe there was a forestry permit. Well, I do not believe there was a forestry permit. We believe different things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That is as far as I will take it. I do not believe there was a forestry permit. But all this is so exceptional because there's no forestry permit, or he believes there's a forestry permit, and he's going to call a forest officer, a forestry officer, to hold back the dogs, so to speak. This is the Baja permit that we're seeing here. And that's why Josemai is frustrated.
Ah, that's sin, man.
He shouldn't
Sin.
be. You shouldn't get frustrated. You're a little god. Little god shouldn't get
I
frustrated.
mean, you shouldn't listen to me, man.
Yeah, exactly. No, listen to me.
I don't like when that
anyway.
happen.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Upset.
Kadir.
I beg when anything that happen.
Exactly.
I have to call somebody.
And then he makes an oblique assertion or an oblique suggestion that bribes are involved with the forestry officer.
Whoa.
You bring into this, and I want to quote it. I simply got involved because Mr. Mai was trying to get it done and could not resolve it. And I called. Yes, I called. The person was very rude and set down the phone on me. I am certain that he would not dare do that to Dean Barrow back then.
Whoa!
I'm pretty certain Dean Barrow wouldn't have me call her. Because there are ways to do things. I'm not saying Mr. Barrow was above using his influence for party
Whatever,
supporters.
right, mm-hmm.
That's politics, brother. But I call the Leaf Forest office up on the ground and say, there are different ways to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And not everything can be done. So, but and I'm going to speak with the minister about that, about the person who hung up on me. I'm going to speak with him because we're going to deal with him because hang up on me. There is a chain of command. These people are public officers. You are, Mr. Briceño, I understand you have a massive mandate, but you are transient.
Right.
These people are established. You are passing through. You are elected to do a job.
Mm-hmm.
But it does not make you Lord and God of all you purvey.
The one above all, yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying there are processes. But I'm saying that members of our government drag their feet, he says. And there are some instances, and I'm not suggesting that this is one of them, but there are instances that they drag their feet because they wanted to be compensated for work that the Belizean citizens are already paying them. So you're giving an...
Oh, I say that. That's so wounding.
Because
the talkers get to salt in man.
Yeah. So I'm saying that it's a remarkable interview. He's actually saying that this person, he's clearly the implication is being made while not being made. You know how you do it. Mm-hmm. You insert it that why perhaps the man may need an inducement. And again, that is not what he alleged against that individual. He speaks in general terms, and I want to make that very clear. But I'm just saying it's a very suspicious, a very revealing and suspicious interview. And as far as I know, forestry permits were not granted. And what's the issue here? The issue is CITES. All this is just noise. Uh-huh. The issue is CITES. We are reliably informed that CITES restricted plants have been or were included in that shipment. And that's consequential because once you are trading in CITES products, you're in a red zone. Yeah. And that puts our entire aquaculture and logging, it puts all of that in a very precarious position. And CITES is the issue. So the PM spends, I don't know how long the interview was. I want to say that it was maybe 2 or 3 minutes, that portion of the interview, because Daniel tried to interject at the end, because he has to, that's his job to ask a follow-up. In a democracy, you have to have follow-up questions. And you, as the Prime Minister, you have to take follow-up questions. And this is the habit and the style of the Prime Minister, and it's objectionable in the extreme. Yes. This is not how a democracy works.
Yes.
You have to take follow-up questions, and you have to have press conferences. That's why press conferences exist. Because when we catch you out in the field like this, he's surrounded by his handlers who try to create an energy to move the interview along once he gets into these hotspots, and then they introduce, PM, we have to go campaign. No, sir. You must have press conferences where you stand and deliver. And follow-up questions are a critical part of a democracy. You cannot shy away from
Jules,
that.
if I could ask, how many press conferences have been?
0!
There we go.
We're still at 0. 2 years heading to 0. No, the Prime Minister will always say, well, he makes himself available to the press. All right.
But they put out their prettily releases, man. Their video releases when they record.
Oh, yeah, that's just...
Those are nicely ironed out.
Yeah, people love it. Don't you see the views?
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Ceiling.
Just continuing on with that same
Yeah.
license, logging license in a national park.
So yeah, and then we get to the other forestry issue. So Mr. Habet Minister Habet admits that he gave a logging, or a logging permit was awarded. He didn't give anything. A logging permit was awarded. I'll use the safest terms. But it is a member. It's not his campaign manager. It's a member of his executive. Let's be clear.
I loved how you.
Let's be clear.
You have to clarify
Yo,
things.
back up.
We should start us to have pepper upon it, no man.
Member of my executive.
Spicy.
So, but I'm just saying that this is a national park. It is not a forest reserve.
Yes.
Once you say you're going to extract anything from a national park, bulldozers have to go in. They're not extracted by los manos de Dios, the hands of God. They're extracted. It's extractive activity in a national park. No, under the protected, the protected
Protection of-
areas legislation, extractive activity is not allowed in a national park. So he's saying it's a salvage license, but it's a logging license. It's to extract logs that you are salvaging. As far as I know, this cannot be done. I am no lawyer, and clearly Land isn't either. But I am saying that it is a concern because it is a member of his executive. Number one, I'm told it's someone with no logging experience. Oof. And you are going into a national park. This is the highest level of protection. Right? This is not a forest reserve. He compared it. He made a false analogy to a forest reserve. It is not that. A national park has such a high standing of protection. Once you are taking bulldozers in there, the tracks you have to make for the bulldozers, you are affecting the ecology and the ecosystem.
Yes.
You are invading a national park. I want to see what Friends for Conservation and Development will say, and we certainly will be following up with them. And Chantel, I know they also want to appear on our show, so we need to follow up with them as well on that. But that's another red flag. Member of his executive. It's not his campaign manager. They're only a member of my executive.
But all right, Jules, moving right on because we have too much to talk
too much to talk about.
Misogyny.
You know, this
Big word.
Low key and the high key one.
Yes,
Okay, because you know.
So since this extremely explosive allegation emerged against Belize's most senior diplomat, it's such a sensitive issue on so many levels.
Right.
But sensitive foremost because there is a victim.
Indeed.
Right? There is a victim. There is a woman who claims she was a victim for many years. And that is the paramount consideration. But you have these nasty interviews from Said Badegera, who spoke on love. And you know, he's alluding to all these issues like it's some type of conspiracy, and that I'm saying, yo, you have to be aware that while this man, Alexis Rosado, is your colleague and your friend, and he's Belize's most senior diplomat, there is a victim, and that you have to think about first. The Prime Minister on Saturday in his interview said, my heart goes out to Alexis. No, sir. No, sir. We must wait. Your heart must go to the alleged victim. Or if you send out hearts, at least send out two. But you know, it's all this. You know, I understand it's a controversial issue because of the Guatemala angle, the ICJ angle, and people are suggesting all types of things. But the less we say, the better. Because trust me, when an allegation like this is made against a big man in November or December of last year, and it takes 4 months to be investigated, and for the Director of Public Prosecutions, in her wisdom, to bring charges, believe me, I'm not saying anybody meddled, but I'm saying I know how this little country works. Yeah. And everything that rationally could have been done to stop this would have been done. everything that could have been done to slow it or to solve it or to put it under the rug could have been done. I'm not naming anyone. I don't believe anyone did anything nefarious.
Right.
But I am saying I know how this country works. When there is a big person and a career-destroying allegation, everything is done to mitigate it. Let us say.
Yes,
to mitigate it.
Beautiful use of word.
So for it, and I commend the DPP for her courage, and she's trying to protect the victim as well. It's not easy. These matters are super complicated. But I'm saying that I'm extremely aware that there is a pattern of victim blaming.
Yes.
Yes.
We spoke about that.
Right? There is, and it's so easy. Misogyny and victim blaming are perfect partners. And you know, obviously, Cherise had that phenomenal story last night with a victim of domestic violence.
Right.
And I commend her because I feel that a big part of what facilitates this victim blaming is the shame that society puts on you.
Yes.
And I am so aware of you know, that, yes, Alexis is absolutely innocent until proven guilty. There's no question. But there is also a person who is a victim until proven otherwise. And that must be the paramount respect. And I'm appalled that Said, the bodyguard, as we were in the habit of calling him, would make an attack on the victim, and that the Prime Minister also would say his heart goes out to Alexis. I understand that. I understand that your partner, he's a friend to us all. But at this time, we must put the victim first, and we must wait. So for the Prime Minister to have said his heart goes out to Alexis, man, you have to save your heart also for the victim. But in terms of when you're saying your heart goes out to the guy, it's like you're saying he's the victim.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You switch the roles right there.
Right, so that's victim blaming is something we have to be very wary of.
The next thing on our list, Jules, immigration. What happened to immigration?
Rotten
Because we
things
all see the
happen.
videos.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that I wasn't here on Friday, but I dealt with it. The guy called me. I was on leave, but he called me, and it's a good friend. And you know, I'm saying that something has to be said. You have to have an answer must be given from immigration. There's a lot of frustration with people who feel they can't get their documents. Obviously, he has another issue.
Male and female.
Male and female, and then there are these gender insults allegedly being thrown out. I am saying that immigration is already has the cumulative negative perception of so many years of corruption inside that department, facilitated for decades
Yes.
by the PUDP at the highest levels.
Right.
Facilitated and encouraged by the PUDP for decades at the highest level. I am sure there are good and honest people working there, but they must. This is why press conferences are important. This is what happens in a democracy. If there is a burning issue, you come forward and you have a press conference. You say, here is what's really happening. Here is what you misunderstood. Here is why we are sorry. We apologize for the gender error. This is what is done.
And you know, it goes back to customer service that we've all been talking about. There could have been such a beautiful opportunity for the immigration officers or anybody involved to just have that respect. Okay, sir, we understand your concern. We will take it up with our head. We'll come back to you. Something decent like that. But when you've heard the allegations that were said to this man and things like that, it's like, whoa. And then the next man, you want to make I come out this up?
Yeah.
That could have been dealt with
Totally
completely
different.
different.
Yeah.
Jules, we run out of time now, but one important one will come out yesterday now, Interpol.
The Interpol Red Notice, you know, so I have two feelings about that. It's so great. I congratulate the PUP in showing basal political reflex, because I've criticized them many times in this forum for like, yo, you can't even catch Rene Montero after everything on our alleged happened during 2008 to 2020. You can't catch Rene Montero. And so, from a political perspective, yes, I date that. In terms, I understand the political logic of that. I certainly have I have very strong views about Mr. Montero's conduct in public life, and I will be careful in what I'm saying, but I feel that he has a lot to answer to. And I certainly would like to ask him those questions certainly about land dealings. But Brandon, you will know that willful oppression does not meet the bar of a capital offense. It's a minor offense. I've never heard it been used. It's kind of an obscure, if not arcane law, but obscure, we'll call it that. And I am saying that what jumps out to me is that this red flag notice, which Chester Williams confirms is legitimate, is not on the Interpol site. Maybe it's just a matter of time, but if you search Interpol site, you will not see this. And I'm saying that I suspect, and the media received it from a political source. And I understand how politics works, and I respect that. But Interpol, and I want to pull up the exact regulation in the Interpol rules, and it says that, here we have it, I didn't send this in to Abdul, but Article 3. So the general provisions for the Constitution of Interpol says in Article 3, it is strictly forbidden for the organization to undertake any intervention or activities of a political, military, religious, or racial character. I am saying that I do not believe willful oppression meets
any one of those
threshold.
Right.
I feel that it doesn't meet the threshold for a red notice. It's a minor offense, Brandon. But politically, I understand this, and I respect that. But I will note also that I don't see it yet on the Interpol site. So I will call some politics on it, while at the same time respecting the politics. And I really do believe that we need to have answers from Mr. Montero, but I don't think willful oppression really meets the threshold. But we'll see how it plays out. He certainly has to answer questions here in Belize, and let's see if they bring him back. They say he's in Panama, Miami, or I think Panama.
They just step out.
They're both. That's what the notice says.
When they zoom down to 3 locations or 2, we'll find it eventually, I believe.
1-800-TIPS.
Yeah, really.
And so the last on our list.
Manatee boy.
Manatee boy. And
Manatee boy. Okay, so I'm offering this as I'm giving you this for your joy, Renata.
Thank you.
Manatee boy. So for many years in the Belize Times, that's how they used to picture me, right? As Manatee boy, because it's a physiological thing, because I'm fat. And then you have the pox or the acne, and I really loved it. I think it's so funny, so smart, and it's so cute. I think they've also pictured me with swastikas on my fins, on my dorsal fins. But in this one, I don't have the swastikas. So I'm just saying, this happened for many years in the 2000 to 2005, when the then Musa administration was after me, and they had me as a Manatee boy. And it's good, it's funny, it's in the game. Although I'm not an elected person, I'm in the game. That's fine. Either on the sidelines or either in the game. And I love it. I support this. Please do it more. It's fuel. It means you're doing your work. If people can't sleep, if people are saying this effing Jules, if they are not saying that, I'm
then
failing.
they're doing their job.
Exactly. So I'm glad for that. But I'm just saying.
Jules, I mean,
the Manatee boy.
back then the win is?
This is at 2000 to 2005.
Why not suing people for defamation?
That's the point. The Manatee boy, not thin skin. The amount of things they write about me in Belize Times, I'm not an elected official. The amount of false things they have written about me.
Come up a long time.
It is still a light, they thunder.
I'm not involved because I know that's the game, but I did tell you. Then leave thin skin balling out. They call you on Saturday. They call me on Saturday. Yo, I don't like how you do this. I don't like how you say that. I don't like how you say women swimming at the pool. We come on retreat, we never swim. Man, no call me, call your ma. My point is, this is the game. You win or you die. I'm willing to take that till I dead. That's humor, that's joke. I'm willing to take whatever, say it. The amount of times I have been defamed, slandered, libeled from various PUP media, and that is good. That means you're doing your job. Welcome it. I don't even scrutinize one thing to say, boy, I could sue you for that. I don't care. Say it.
Say it with your chest too as well.
Say it with your chest.
We just want to say that Tuesday Tacos, Tuesday Morning Tacos was sponsored by Monday Morning Beef and not Manatee Boy. We just, protect our
That's such a
manatees out
flattering
there.
picture. I love
That
how,
is, I will put that on a t-shirt for you, Renata.
I would love that. I would love
put
that.
that on a
I love how
t-shirt.
they're doing their job, Jules. I really like how they're doing
So they, for many years or decades, my father was the lizard of Oz. They had him as a lizard.
Oh my gosh.
So I am a manatee birth of a lizard. And we grew, and we grew
It sounds like
with
a nice folklore boat for start.
And that's fair, that's in the game. Finally, I just want to throw this in. I never support Ashcroft in anything he says or does. But the man still complain about this
$18.
this 18 US mandatory health insurance.
Still they get charged.
It's still they get charged. COVID gone. It's such a scam and it's an enrichment scheme for the insurance corporation of Belize. God bless them and all the millions they're gonna make every year. But this is an unnecessary tax on people. This makes travel to Belize more prohibitive. Anyway, nobody cares. And the
Trust me, the people would come
I'm just
here,
saying,
but
Ashcroft still the tourist charge of US 18 per person for COVID medical coverage to enter Belize is absurd. It is absurd. COVID gone and needs to be abolished. Government abolished, you know why? Money to make. And those insurance companies,
Love it.
There's one insurance company making money and all the rest aren't making money, but you know what then they do? They're saying nothing. And you know what people who say nothing deserve? Then deserve to get shafted, and they are getting it.
That's
the
Tuesday Morning Tacos for you.
And with that, we have come to the end of our Tuesday Morning Tacos. Thank you to all the viewers that have been tuning in, that have been saying, Jules the Anto, call your ma. Excuse me.
No, call.
Oh, I know. Jules, people say you the smoke. I don't know, like you were made for. They say you were made for this job, because you're not thin skin and everything. But with that, guys, if you have a submission of Jules too as well that you'd like to let us know, please share with us in the comments. You can email us too as well to let us see what are your descriptions of Jules. Manatee man, lizard man, whatever man you want to make him. Let us hear from you as well. But with that, we go to our. Boy.
Jamal Galvez is Manatee man.
Oh, so you're a boy.
He was Manatee man, I was Manatee boy. That's my point.
Okay, so boy. You're a boy. You're
I've
not
been
man.
rocking that look from the early arts.
Okay, boo. All right. You rock that look. Okay. So if anybody want upgraded looks, we could do that too. But we'll be having a commercial break on that. And we have a sunrise.
Let's see if Manatee boy out there.
Okay, I see this one.
I think I did that.
You did swim? You did swim in there?
Yeah.
Oh, then Manatee boy do it.
Manatee
All right. We'll get
You're
through
swimming
this
in there. But with that, we're going to find out what's happening and what we're going to swim on to Blue Economy when we're back after this short commercial break. Stay tuned.